Tebow Time has officially started in Philadelphia, and local businesses are jumping on the bandwagon after Tebow signed with the Eagles. The Philadelphia Pretzel Company tweeted this photo of their newest pretzel. It is the Tebowing pretzel. The pretzel is designed off of one of Tebow's signature moves of kneeling down in prayer after every win. Reports of the signing came out yesterday. We are told it was made official today. It is a one-year contract. Do we have Will Brinson on with us? We do. Will, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Good. How much of a surprise was this?
Tebow?
Yeah.
I mean, I was moving some furniture for my in-laws, and my phone lit up. I was like, feels like April Fool's Day. I mean, I mean, honestly, I think there's somebody at Nike is pulling a string to get a favor done for, because Tebow's a Nike guy. I think somebody called Chip Kelly and was like, "Come on, man, throw the guy a bone." That and the fact that if they end up going with if they make the 2-point conversion from the 1.5 yard line, there's like an there's a theory there that Tebow could improve your 2-point conversion ability.
Right. So there is a role as a role player, one would think potentially.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not going to carry 4 quarterbacks, until we know for a fact that Chip Kelly isn't drafting Marcus Mariota. Then everything's up for grabs. So, but you wouldn't think that he would carry Bradford, Sanchez,
Barkley,
Matt Barkley, and Tebow. And Barkley, if you're talking about, let's say hypothetically, Bradford and Sanchez get hurt. I mean, there's a much smoother transition to Mark Sanchez than to Tim Tebow, but.
Yeah. Will, what are you hearing about the top of the draft at this point? Is it still Jameis Winston to the Buccaneers?
Yeah, he would have to do something really, really stupid in the next 10 days not to be the #1 pick.
Yeah, and what?
The Bucs are locked into a corner because all they have is Mike Glennon on the roster, so they have to draft a quarterback. They like Winston better than Mariota. Winston's a more pro-ready guy right now, so it's almost it's a foregone conclusion, and Winston hadn't done anything in the process to scare him off.
And then Mariota goes 2 or potentially slides.
I don't think he'll slide past 3. I think one of those 2 teams, either the Titans or the Jaguars, will be able to trade down and acquire some picks to LT. Wow, LaDainian Tomlinson just said he doesn't think Rivers will be the starting quarterback for the Chargers next year.
Wow.
I think someone, if the Titans don't take Mariota, then the Jaguars will have somebody out there that will be willing to come up to number 3, whether it's the Jets at 6, even the Bears at 7, or the Rams at 10, or even the Eagles at 20 if it's cheap enough to go up and get him.
So on the subject of LaDainian Tomlinson, by the way, and Phillip Rivers, I know this has been a huge discussion point as well, and some interest from Tennessee in Rivers. They have the number 2 pick. I mean, that wouldn't be a straight-up trade, would it, for number 2 and Rivers? Obviously a very successful NFL quarterback, but he's, 33 at this point?
Yeah, no, but you got to figure the way that quarterbacks age. This is a guy that's going to have 5 more years. I think he's got 5 years left when you start looking at what Rivers does. Averaged, I think, 4,300 passing yards the last 5 years, and that's including a down year before his comeback player of the year award season. And if it were, if it ended up being a trade, you would think that San Diego would like to get clearly the number 2 pick back to use on Mariota. There's been some talk about whether or not they'd have to surrender their first-round pick, 17, and then whether or not they could hold on to that in this deal. It's really complex because you got to pay Rivers $100 million.
Yeah. But Winston Hunt likes him that much.
Well, yeah. As he should. If I were the Titans go from being the second worst team in the NFL with maybe the worst, based on the draft status, with maybe the worst roster in the league, to being a team I would personally pick to win that division as kind of an upset.
Okay, but ultimately for Mariota, you think it's somebody's going to end up getting a boatload of draft picks, and somebody moves into 2 or 3.
Even if it's not a boatload, enough to move the Jaguars or the Titans down. Because if you move down to 12, you're fine. You're still going to get somebody you like. Plus, you'll probably pick up an extra first-round pick in the process if you do that.
All right, Will Brinson, more to come as the NFL draft approaches. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man.